Hi there. Welcome to the second episode in my series of build videos for my 12-string guitar. And in this video we're going to concentrate on the process of building up the sidewalls for the body. So as I showed you before, I've got all of these little blocks that I'm planning to use as bricks to make up the sidewalls of the guitar. And what I've done so far is that I've worked out where I want the bricks to go and where I want the joints to be. For example, I want there to be a joint here, so I calculated the length of the bricks that would be best for going around and reaching that point, and also having a joint on the centre line at the back here. I need 47 of the bricks for each layer, so that's 2 layers, 94 bricks in total. Each one is 29 millimeters of face. So I've got all of my bricks, which are actually cut to about 31 millimeters. This should allow me enough leeway to cut them a little bit so that I can get the angles between the bricks as they curve around the body. So what I need to do is to work out how to cut them sufficiently accurately that they can be glued together properly. And I'm going to try using a plane for that. In a couple of places, particularly where I have the strap buttons going in, and also around here where I'm going to have a carve for access to the higher frets. I want to use some of the thicker bricks so that I've got more meat to cut into. So I've actually drawn lines at every 29 millimeters around the edge of the body, and these are going to be my guide for how big to make each of the bricks. So I need to take a couple of millimeters off this block. I'm going to start doing that with my disc sander and finish off with a plane to try to get a flat surface. Now I actually think that the belt sander has got that flat enough, so I'm going to glue this piece on. There's a bit of tight bond on there. There we go. That's just over the edge here. It's right on the marks there, and I think that should be fine. Before going any further with the build, I decided to follow a good tip and actually draw out the design of the guitar. And it's a side profile, and I did this on 4 sheets of A4. And the idea is really to draw everything to scale, including particularly the bridge. And doing that actually solves a problem of working out the neck break angle and therefore the design of the neck, and that's the principal reason for doing this. So I'll just show you a little bit more in close-up the whole thing. So I'm currently working on the first blocks, and I've done about 10 of them. But what I'm doing now is working on the neck. So I've glued a couple of pieces onto to be the wings of the headstock, and I'm just preparing pieces now to glue onto the side of the part that will go inside the body, because I need a bit more width for the pickup cavities and for the bridge. So I've just planed this a bit. I've got 2 pieces like this, which I've shaped to go along here, and I'm going to glue and clamp those on in a minute. I'm just going to sand this a bit flatter. I'm not too worried about this being absolutely perfect because it's all going to be hidden away inside the body. And there we go. I think we're good to go. After a lot of trial and error, I've discovered that the best way of shaping the bricks so that the joints are close and fairly easy to do was to make sure that my disc sander was correctly set up so that it's sanding the sides exactly perpendicular to the base. And which seems obvious, but I tried at first and not got it quite right and did a lot of fiddling around with little files. But now that I've got it set up better, it's going a lot more quickly. I also have found that I can clamp them down. I don't really need a lot of lateral pressure in the clamping as long as I press it when I'm putting the clamp down. And so instead of doing them one by one and then waiting for the glue to set, I'm now having a go at doing several at a time. Hopefully you can see that now after just disc sanding, this actually fits pretty well and closely enough for the glue to close up any remaining gap. Okay, so I've finished the first layer of bricks and I think that's looking reasonably good. What I'm going to do is tidy them up before I start on the middle strip of ebony. So I'm going to trim the edge because then I will have the proper outline to work to of the body and not the irregular bricks. I'm going to trim the inside as well, both of those using the router. And then I'm going to get these all flat because they are slightly different heights. Okay, that's pretty good. In reality, there's no particular need to route the inside here, but it just looks a little bit neater. Now this has all been sanded flat, I can start doing the middle layer, which is pieces of ebony taken from a fretboard, or an offcut of a fretboard. Here what I'm doing is that I've found a strip of scrap wood, it happens to be Paducah game, and I am just going around and filling in the places where the ebony doesn't cover the whole of the bricks. And the idea is to have a larger surface area for the second area of bricks to be glued onto. Well, that's not too bad. As you may have seen, there are a couple of places where I had little chips out, but I'll have to do a little bit of repairing. But overall not too bad. Right, I've finished the second layer of bricks, as you can see. Here I've left a thicker part so that I can make a cutout for access to the higher frets. And now I'm going to go round again and route the edges flush. Next I'm going to clean up the inside, and then I'll have to flatten the top.